Greetings everyone, I'm Dgray and welcome back to Satisfactory. So something rather awesome happened in Satisfactory in the last few days, and that is that update 4 came out. That's prompted me to go straight back into the game after more than a year, and we did our 5-hour stream last night. Pretty darn cool. Today I want to do a bit of a YouTube recording so you guys can get caught up on what we did on the live stream, and also to prompt you guys to remember to join in next time we stream. We'll do it probably in the next few days. You can find my entire stream schedule on Discord. If you want to see more of this kind of content, do remember to like this video and subscribe. That will let me know that you want to see more, since making these videos outside of the streaming does take a bit of extra time, and I would love to do it if you guys want to watch it. But if you don't want to, then I'll just keep it in the streaming. So with that out the way, let's get on with today's episode. So if you guys that haven't caught up on the stream yet, you can find that on YouTube or on Twitch. Let's go over what we have built. So last night we hooked up our little starting area here in the dune. We have our little starter base over here, working on the primary resources, the plates, the rods and such, a bit of copper and some fuel. And from that we kind of moved over this way and started to build our platform in the sky, where, as I talked about last night on stream, I want to try, at least initially, to go for a main bus build. I think that could be rather cool. So let's go over it, since this is the first episode on YouTube, of how I have planned on doing it. If any of you have watched any of my old Satisfactory series, you'll know this design, or at least a variation of it. But what we want to do is make modular designs. So we have the main bus from the FICSIT program, or for Factorio, or any of the other builder games I'm doing, taking raw resources in, those are going along down the lines, and hooking up to whatever production still you want. For you Factorio players, that is my main player base. Think about it as a normal main bus, for example iron and copper going down the line, getting the raw resource out, getting it processed, getting back onto the main bus again, and then using it down the line. That is pretty much the setup we are using. So that's what you're going to be seeing going forward, and if you join in on the stream. The reason why I came back to this, other than to do it one more time, was, as I said, update 4. We've gotten a ton of new cool things, and one of the most important things, one of the coolest things so far since I'm only in tier 1, is that we got this little thing. We got a zipline, and that is pretty awesome. If you remember the old Factorio, the old Satisfactory, you had to make ramps, you had to make staircases, you had to make things like stackable poles to get up to the top area. But now, with this zipline, you're able to do this. Let's see if I can do it without dying. You can connect up to one of these and go down it. Jump from it and go on to the next one, if we can hit, and continue along the track. It is a bit janky once in a while to get it going, but it is faster than just walking. So with a bit of hang of it, we can do this, continue along, and get all the way back to our main base, or our old base. So that is pretty awesome that we can transverse like this. And you can, of course, go both ways. That is it's gonna be a treat for getting around. If you can hit it here again. So as we're traveling back to here, let's just tell you a bit about today's episode. In today's episode, I will, of course, spotlight what we're doing in terms of our main bus, and I'll show what we'll have to do to continue it up. As you're seeing right now, this can also go uphill, meaning that we can easily get into the base just with wire now. Very nice for those in the air bases. Or for example, if you make multi-storage factories, you can just take these up to the next level and be on your merry way. So if you look here, right now we have resources going in rather slowly at first, but they're being processed, they're being stored in these chests. They're being used to make rods right here. They're being used to make screws right here with dedicated rod production for the screws. And of course we have the wire here as well. The place we ended the stream was we finally automated refined plates as our main goal for last night. Or at least that's where we got to. So in today's episodes, we will start to, for one, upgrade some of the throughput on the belts. We'll have to upgrade all of the iron if we want to get that in. And we'll have to expand out the next part in our production chain. Going further down, getting that hooked up. But firstly, I'll just show you, in case you wanted to get a new setup going. Let's get you away. You're not really needed anymore. Let's just dismantle these all the way down. Ooh. Let's get over here so we don't kill ourselves. And then hook up our continuation of our line, so we can see how we hook and refine plates and get it down for new areas. We're pretty much hooking it up just by going down here, placing in these at the first location, getting it, I think it's here we have one, and then on the opposite side as the blueprint dictates, going up as high as we wanted, dragging across the belts to continue our main line build, our main bus build. And then that is pretty much what we need to get going. Did I do that correctly? I think I did. There, here and there. So that is pretty much how we're gonna expand out the main bus. What we need to do then is look at what the next thing is you want to hook up over here, since I kind of want to show you the process since you haven't seen it before, and see what we can do. So if you look at the constructor, the basic one, we have most of the things, or we have these three already produced. We're still missing copper sheets, not really as important yet, and the rest is not really that needed yet. We also have the assembler. It requires a bit of wire and some plates. So let's just get some plates from here. And let's just craft a few pieces of wire so I can get that down. Our cable. There we are. Because then we can see what the next thing is we need. Dismantle that. Get our little assembler down. And if you can see at the bottom at the hotkey, you're now also able to quick switch. So holding E lets you choose which one of the constructors you want, and then you can pretty much just place it down. So we have reinforced iron plates. I kind of want to get into the rotor this time, just to get that up and running. Pretty much taking these two from the main bus, since we already have it hooked up, as a proof of concept for how we want to do this. So if we just dismantle this part, we'll dismantle that and show you how we do this. Right now we have plates. We need rods and we need, what's it called? Screws. And the way I want to do it is, if we take our splitters, that is the first thing we need. We'll need to get that in somewhere. So if we start them, for example, right here, that'll be one of them. Then we'll have to hook this one up next to it, wherever it lines up with our assembler. So if you look here, we want to have one spot in between, so it starts down on this area. But what if we started about here? I'll give it a bit more room than normally, just to make sure we can fit in our splitters. Let's see, we'll get it in from the main bus. Can we get it hooked up where we need to? It'll be about here, I think. Let's get it a bit closer. Kind of wish it was a bit easier to do this once in a while. The way to hook these up. That's not the green line I want the other one. Might just be able to get a bit closer like this to see it. So if you place you about here, that'll be the input of one of them. Then over here we'll have the input of the second one. Let's see, we'll have you going here. That is the correct spot. Let's see, will that fit in? In theory we could do this and it would work. But that does have a few issues. For one, we can't continue this down. But if you take this one out, say, getting this one up, meaning we'll have to have this one back one more. Let's do this. Because if you do this, get it up from here and go down to there. That shows where we need the input to get this to go further. To make this a very nice and modular build. It means we just need to line these up. I think it'll be about here will be good. Let's give it a little test if that is correct. And you go up here, here, and in. You can. So as simple as that, we have hooked these up and they'll be able to go in and out in whatever way we want. Very nice, very, very simple. Let's get you away, a bit in the way. And that means now we can take this, tell it to make rotors and be on our merry way. 100 screws per minute, that is quite a bit. 20 rods per minute, not too bad. But yeah, we don't need these in bulk. I don't think so at least, so just for now it'll be fine to do this. So let's show you how to take it off the main bus. We need rods, we need screws. We have rods and screws, I'll show you where. That's iron, copper, plates, ooh, don't fall down. Rods right there, and screws at the segment from the top. So we need this one, we need that one. And to take it off, just take a little, what's called splitter. Take it up to the lines you want. I think it's gonna be, this will be one of the lines, and then the other one will be right here. Seems to line up very nicely. Up to about there. That way we can take this one down to there. We can do the same with that one. Down to here. Let's turn this the correct way. There to here. And just drag the belts from here down to that one. And from that one down to here. And that'll pretty much automate our rotors. There goes the screws. There is a bit of a glitch in update 4 at the moment that it doesn't quite show it all the time. But that's fine. So, now we're producing rotors. We could in theory hook up a second one if you wanted to. Down the line. Just to get it going. We can get the power from here. Down until this corner. And get it in over here. If we so desire. I kind of want to make a second one just as a proof of concept that we can actually make 2 quite easily. Right here, you'll go down, you'll get yourself a little splitter. See where it lines up. Right here, things lines up, and then the other one lines up over here. Let's go one more. There it lines up, and there the outputs lines up. Now, as simple as this, you'll go to here, you'll go from here to here, and you'll go in. And the same thing goes on here at the back, but of course remember to lift it up, take it down, and delete the pole. So we can expand it out even further if needed. That is looking very good. Now we just need to hook up a bit of power. Hopefully we have a bit of room in here. If not, we'll have to place it somewhere else. Place it right there. You can go 1. You're missing 1 cable. And 2. So that is pretty much the design for the main bus going forward. I think it's rather good. It will serve us very well to be able to expand out this way. It won't give us the maximum amount of production in terms of throughput yet, but it will give us every item. And that is what I want to do as the starter thing before we move into trains, drones, hovercrafts and such. Vehicle for that matter. So that is rotors being produced. That also means that we'll need an output. And as with all the other things, we have them in storage chests. That is just in case we need them in the future. We can just go and grab them and we'll just fill it up. So let's see here. Firstly, we'll have to get down a few mergers. That is the easiest way to sort this. Output is right here. We'll get the merger. 1, 2. Out. Missed some plates. Let's just go and get that. Over this way. And this bunny jumping with the slide is quite quick. Let's get a few of you. Base is slowly producing, which is very, very good. So that will enable us to continue. So let's just hook up the last few things and be on our merry way. We'll go to here, and a little storage container. Lines up very nicely right here and here to have it in a straight line. Now we have rotors set up that will give us a massive production. This will also allow us to put it back on the main bus, which is quite good. One thing I am debating though is, if we use the raw resources back there and we don't need it down this line, should we just refurbish these for something else? So far I'm thinking no, I'll rather just build another row and handle it like that. I think that'll be the best. The next thing we have to decide is how tall should we make this? If you look at this one, if that is our maximum height, we couldn't fully make it this high before we should stop doing it. And I might go for that height because that is the easiest thing to go vertically and then do this afterwards. And why don't we just do that? We can always do this to see what's on the lines. So we know that's it's called copper, screws, rods, plates, and so on. So why don't we add firstly our plates to the one? I'll go all the way to the top. And then we'll add the rotors afterwards, so they can be used further down the line. As getting everything on the main bus is very important for the kind of build we want to do, and more importantly to stay organized and to not get spaghetti. I am not a fan of spaghetti, as most of you know. At least not in game. No pun intended. Or maybe pun intended. That means now we can take you. You'll continue down. Oh, we'll place that. Correct. That's fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's place it about here and there. And then for now, let's just get the top ones in. Not quite sure how high you have to be, but that we can figure out. Might be easy to see it from up here, might be wrong. Might be completely wrong. Is that straight across? Looks straight. Oh wait, that goes up, doesn't it? We'll build it from the bottom so we know how far up we have to go. So you'll go here. Yeah, and that's also one of the reasons why I make this close to max length every time. You don't have to do this too many times going forward. There. There. And you can go from here to that one. Then we need to go 1 or 2 high up for the next thing. Might have to reevaluate the plan of going too high with this, as it does become a bit hard to do it, and we do have to take along more and more. But we'll see. Do join in on stream to say what you think about the stack height on this and how we should fix it. So that is one of the things I do need some feedback on. Now we have 2 empty belts we can use to get things in on. One of them will be right here, the plates. That will go up 1 higher here. Take you from there all the way to that one. And then the other one will be used for one behind. So I'll just show you how to connect it up, just as we did before. We had the inputs before, getting 2 lines in. Connecting them up on the output is pretty much as simple as that. So let's get you up to, I think this is the max one we want to go at. See, that has nothing, that has that on, so that's perfect. Please take you, and go from here all the way to there, and go in. That's gonna shuffle in to the belt, the same we'll do over here. You'll just go 1 higher. That'll mean you'll start right here and go up that way. 10, you can go down to here and in. So now we have things flowing. Of course, it'll take a while until all of this is filled up and the bus is full, but we will have an infinite amount of resources being produced. All limited by our current throughput, which is limited by the belts. So that is one of the things we'll have to have a look at. Maybe on stream we will do that, but for now at least this is looking pretty good. One of the other things I want to look at, other than this little zip line here, is the man. If we have gotten any new and exciting things. We can expand inventory, we can do flower petals and such. Get all of that done. Nutrition, power slug is also fine. And quartz if you want to continue down the silica route. We'll have to do that at some point. But let's see here. Why don't we look at the unlocking with the space elevator? It's something we never got to on stream, and I was kind of saving it for YouTube, so we can get the next tiers unlocked and see what we can do. Because right now we have most of the things I want to get in tier 1 and tier 2. So looking at the space elevator, we'll just add 1. Only lacking a bit of wire and some iron rods. So why don't we just go over this way? Let's see, that's plates, this is iron rods. Let's get 400. Let's go grab ourselves some wire. And this nice little setup that just gets better and better. So let's do you, and you. So where should we place down our a space elevator? Could do it over by the waterfall to have a nice waterfall space elevator. I actually think that could be quite nice to do. So why don't we just go and take a little trip that way. Could in theory go from here towards our copper line over there. Might also be iron, I can't remember. But couldn't it be cool having it over that way? Let's see here. If we do this, set you up right there. This pole can go down to here. Because if we have that, then we have a handy little tool. And we can travel across the world. Could in theory make this longer to go all the way over to where I want to place down our space elevator. Because it is a bit faster than walking. And much more nice traveling this way. Let's get you here. Let's go up and continue. Let's get a few more down. All the way to the end. Now it might be a bit of a waste doing it over here, but I think it'll look cool. And that is important once in a while, to make it look nice. It will also give us power over to this area, which we will need soon anyway. And an angry fella. That is an angry fella. Oh, don't jump on him. There we are. Let's just take care of him. Come here. You're no match for us. Get you the rest of the way. And why don't we just set it down here by the water? Let's see. Not too long. Let's set it right in front of the waterfall. I think that would be rather cool. And then we can travel back to the base on our little setup here. Bit of Caterium, I think we can take that if needed. So let's do it here. Oh, that's the wrong item. Yep. That looks quite nice. Why don't we place it down over here? Let's see. Nice and pretty place for a space elevator, if I must say so myself. It has to get the best spot in the house. Can we do it? Let's see, what if it gets it something like... How about... Come on, we can do it. Ground, you are a bit wonky. What if we just place it like this? And see how it looks. Supporting pillars down, right in front of the waterfall. The space elevator will go up. Looking very cool. And for all you guys that don't know Satisfactory, this is one of the coolest sites in the game. Look at that. That's the space elevator going down from space. Nice. And there we are. The space elevator is hooked up. Very, very, very cool. Oh, nice. So that means now we have unlocked the next part. If you look up here, we can now look at the elevator. It requires 50 smart plating. Rotors and plates, the two things we are already making at the factory. Rotors we just set up, plates we set up at the end of last night's stream. So getting 50 of that shouldn't be too bad. That will unlock tier 3 and 4. But let's go back. Let's get one here so we know where to go. And let's go on a little trip on the power lines. Let's see if we can jump correctly this time. Oh, not quite. Needs to do a bit more practicing with the jumping. Because it is a bit wonky. There we are. We are learning it, and it's a good way to not get lost and to move around. And look at that beauty over there. So I'll probably do the unlock of the space elevator tier 3 and 4 on stream. So if you want to see that, do go on Discord. There is a link for it on my Discord page or on my YouTube page. Otherwise, I will see if I remember to put it in the comments or in the description. I think that will be the best place for it. So I think that's about what I want to show for this first episode. Like I said, do remember to like this video. It's very important. Or dislike it if you don't like it. I just need to have an indication if you want me to spend time recording this, editing it, and putting it on YouTube. Or if you just want to tune into the stream. That is up to you guys. So write in the comments, like it, subscribe it, do whatever you want. And tune in for the next stream when we'll unlock these two. So hopefully you enjoyed this start of a new YouTube series where it's a mix of streaming and a mix of YouTube recording in between streams to get you guys caught up on the day's work. So as said, I will end this episode here. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I've been Dgray and I will see you in the next episode or on stream. Bye, guys.